Welcome to the Classy Career Girl podcast. I'm your host, Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of Classy Career Girl, one of Forbes' most influential career sites. This is a podcast for a community of women who want to turn their passions into work they love. You'll learn how to become happy, successful, and balanced with class, skill, and style. We believe that you can create your future. So stop delaying your great life. Go put yourself out there. You can have your great life and career right now.
Never give up on them. If you had a sales call, it's time to follow up, especially because it's fall time. People are getting back to their routines and their schedules. So definitely follow up with people you've had sales calls with in the past. And then also what I wanted to talk about a little bit more today about is really getting back motivation, which is kind of what Sarah was just talking about. Getting back motivation after maybe this summer. For us, I've been getting back motivation after traveling around Europe for a year, but then, which I had motivation while we were in Europe, but then when we came back in the month of August, I basically had to take off because we moved back to Florida, or I shouldn't say moved back. We weren't in Florida to begin with, but we moved to a brand new state, Florida, and we had to find a house. We had to kind of start over with furniture and beds, and you can see my background. There's nothing here. I have a desk and a chair and my computer, and that's about it. And so we're really, it's kind of just, it's fun, of course, but there was a lot of planning to do and a lot of behind the scenes, especially getting ready for routines. We're homeschooling, so I'm doing that as well too. So, but getting back to work a couple weeks ago, I started back to work. And so what I wanted to talk about is just kind of a little behind the scenes of what I'm doing, how I get back my motivation, some of the things, that I'm working on as well too, because life has changed so much. When you live abroad in Europe, it really transforms you and it really changes you. And we kind of got out of our routines. We got out of our routines, like when we were here in the States. We had these routines, right? You drop your kids off at school and then you work 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day. And then after noon, you pick up your kids and then you have activities and swim lessons and gymnastics, and you get home and you're exhausted and then it's bedtime. So there was a lot of stress running a business and trying to juggle all the things. And so what we got to do when we spent our year in Europe, traveling around living in a month at a time in different places in Airbnbs, and we started to homeschool then, and then we were still running the business. So nothing in the business really changed. Our work didn't change because we can run the business virtually from wherever. But what did change was the stress that we now don't have when it comes to shuttling the kids to school, getting them to activities, making sure homework's done. We just got to live for a year and be creative and be inspired by our locations and the people and discovering new things and learning things. Like basically we were children ourselves, just learning things, museums, and living in a place as well too, living in these new places, learning how other people live and seeing nature in different areas of the world. All of this was incredibly inspiring and life-changing. So I'm not the same person I was when I left. I really feel like changed coming back here. So I am gearing up motivation, inspiration for work in a very different way, I feel like, than before, where it was like push, push, go, go. But I feel like I have a new perspective on work and life and family and motherhood and all of the things. So a couple things I'm going to talk about personally what I'm doing here in a second. First, what I want to talk about, because I know a lot of you are launching businesses and trying to grow your businesses during this time of year. Especially as I'm recording it, we're in September. So we're rounding the corner on those last 90 days of the year, which is usually a great time, especially if you're a coach. It's an excellent time to grow a business and to work on your coaching business. One of the things that we are doing though, because we are in, it's going to be a exciting 90 days because we have an election in there. And when you're running a business, you kind of have to plan around that election. We all know that anything can happen, and there's a lot of things that happen around election time frame. And so for us, one of them, we have a business that does rely many times of the year on doing advertising. And so that is one thing. As far as advertising, we have to change our promotion schedule for our launches because we really do not want to compete with the election ads. And so we just stop ads until after the election was over. And so that's one big change we have to make to our fall planning is changing kind of our promotion calendar and our launch calendar. So we actually just talked about we do an annual planning workshop every year. So we're going to actually potentially be moving that into like the very beginning of January rather than in December timeframe, just to give us enough time to really promote it and be able to get the word out and spread the word that we're having that. Because it is such a life-changing workshop. When you have an annual plan and you can execute it and you know what you're doing for the year, you can really make a lot happen and make your goals happen. So that's one of the things behind the scenes that we're kind of juggling when it comes to already thinking about 2025 and already thinking about our goals and what we want to be doing and what we want to be working on next year. The other thing that we are thinking through, and I encourage you to do as well, especially if you're launching any sort of programs or digital products, is right now thinking about what are some promotions you can do right now that's going to help you over the next 90 days. So for example, one of the things I'm thinking of is, hey, we have 90 minutes, we have 90 minutes, we have 90 days to help you launch your career coaching business and help you get certified and have a fully running, scalable career coaching business inside of our career coach certification program. Because I already have a graduation of a cohort graduating in December. So if I can enroll people now, I can really help them in those short 90 days. So, before 2025 hits, I can help you get the result that you want. It doesn't need to take 6 months to a year to get the result you want. So I encourage you, if you have these programs or services, to make these offers, to improve your offers right now, to add those bonuses, to expedite the benefit that people want before the new year starts. That's one of the things that we're doing when it comes to improving our offers right now. Personally, I am reading a lot more. That's one thing I started doing abroad, and I'm not talking about a ton of personal development business books, but I'm just reading books I enjoy. I'm reading novels. I'm reading about history and science and all the things when it comes to becoming a homeschool teacher. A fifth grade, I'm doing fifth grade, first grade, and then we have a little kind of preschooler running around as well too. So there's been a lot I've been learning when it comes to becoming a teacher now as well too. So it's been really great brain break for myself, who used to be obsessed with personal development books like nonstop. I would read every single personal development book out there. There's been a lot I've been learning when it comes to becoming a teacher now as well too. So it's been really great brain break for myself, who used to be obsessed with personal development books like nonstop. I would read every single personal development book out there when it comes to becoming a teacher now as well too. So it's been really great brain break for myself, who used to be obsessed with personal development books like nonstop. I would read every single personal development book out there. This is a really good break. And it's really good to get my mind off of work for a little while, because then I feel like when I do come back to work, like all morning I've been with the kids, now I'm ready to start work. I feel like I'm rested. I feel like my brain is ready to really focus on work and make my programs better, serve my clients. So this is a really good break. And it's really good to get my mind off of work for a little while, because then I feel like when I do come back to work, like all morning I've been with the kids, now I'm ready to start work. I feel like I'm rested. I feel like my brain is ready to really focus on work and make my programs better, serve my clients. But that's what happened this last year is we were outside so much more. We were exploring, we were sightseeing, and just taking time outside of work, taking time outside of the business. And after running a business for 10 years, I've been saying the last year was like you work hard for 10 years for the 1 year that changes your life. And that's really what happened. That was we still work hard, but we worked so hard for 10 years and we really got while we still were able to run our business, we still got the year that changed our lives. And when I think about it, a lot of the time was that we were able to be outside, we were able to explore, we were able to be in nature. And so I want to continue that here now, getting that time outside and not just work, work, work all day. I'm also just getting inspired by other people's courses and other people's memberships that I'm in as well. It's very interesting. I'm in a membership with other homeschooling moms and learning from these moms who are incredible and have, homeschooled their kids. And there's just so much to learn. And I'm so grateful that they want to give back and share their tips and their advice. And so I'm learning so much, but in a different way. These aren't business memberships. These aren't marketing memberships. I'm not learning about business. I'm learning about, homeschooling as a mom, but I'm seeing how they run their membership, and I'm getting ideas that I'm going to use in my membership and I'm going to use in my programs. Like, there's things I really like about it that I can then take back to my clients as well too, but I'm learning in a different way. And so that's been really good for me as well, just to take my brain off, turn my brain off of Classy Career Girl for a little bit, turn it on my other very important priority in my life, which is my kids, and now educating my kids as well too. And that's been what I've realized is that a passion of mine that I never planned to homeschool at all. I had to homeschool first grade for my oldest, but that was the pandemic year, and so it was not planned. It was not a good experience for any of us, and so it's been fun to actually learn and want to homeschool and do it. It's a way different experience than the last time. So it's interesting. This year I'm homeschooling first grade once again, and it's like way different. I could do a whole podcast on that. But all that to say, I am realizing more my purpose, more my passion, how all of my passions come together. I love teaching adults. I love teaching you guys. This call I'm on right now is a teaching call. I love teaching. And what I'm now realizing is I love teaching my kids too. And I never thought those two would mix. I never thought I would homeschool. I never thought I would teach my kids. But it's pretty fun. So I am super glad that I can combine all my passions and be able to pursue that, so I can really understand what my purpose is, personally as a mom, and then also as a business owner and coach as well too, and how I can bring all of those together. And I'm starting to think about 2025. This is the most fun 90 days of the year. I feel like it's like, oh, we can go all in and we can celebrate the holidays together. And so it's a lot of fun these last 90 days. So I wish you the best. And I will see you guys next time.
Hey there. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Classy Career Girl podcast. If you want to dive in deeper with me, get more free training and advice to help you find a job or business you love that supports the life that you really want, I'd love to invite you to check out more of my free blog posts, more free videos, and to give you the opportunity to download my free 90-day planning workbook. The best place to get started is to go to www.classycareergirl.com/free stuff. And that will guide you to the best place to start. So I look forward to helping you and supporting you further in reaching your goals and dreams. I will see you soon.